Welcome to my September 2024 update on the latest bank switching offers, other deals, and current account news. Let's kick off with those bank switching news. The bad news is there is only one available right now at the start of the month. It doesn't mean more won't come. I'll come back to that in a second, but let's deal with the only existing offer available at the moment. I don't think this won't be around for much longer either. I think it'll probably disappear in the next week or two, perhaps the next few days. This is with TSB. Now, I have covered that in detail in another video and a full analysis over on our website, becleverwithyourcash.com. So I won't repeat all the ins and outs of it right now. Just watch that video or read the article for all the details. But headlines are, it's £100 for the initial switch. And then if you stick with the bank, and all of these things require you to do things like spending on the debit card and money coming in and out and stuff like that. If you keep using the account until, for 6 months roughly, you can get another 90 quid on top. It's £15 a month for that 6 months. And if you keep the account until next April, then you can also get a freebie such as cinema tickets or a Now TV entertainment pass, which is worth in itself around between 30 and 60 quid. And if you start the whole thing off by going via a cashback site such as Quidco or Top Cashback, there's potentially another 30, maybe 40 quid available. So all these things together combined could be worth 250, 260 quid, maybe more. So it's definitely worth a look despite all those different things you have to do, which can be a bit fiddly, a bit of pain, but the end result is a pretty hefty offer. As I say, I think this is going to be pulled any day now. The likelihood, I would imagine, if not the end of this week, some point in the following week, and it will be gone. Doesn't mean they won't bring it back in a couple of months' time in a similar form. They probably will do something like that before the end of the year is out. End of the year is out. But if you haven't done it yet and you want to switch right now and you're ready to go, that is your only option, which is unusual because normally there's 2 or 3 going on. I expected, I told you guys previously, I thought we might see something from Halifax this summer. Hasn't happened. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but it's looking a bit unlikely. Potentially, there might be a Lloyds account switch offer coming this month, and there probably won't be a Halifax and Lloyds at the same time, but I'll obviously update you if these do come along. We might see the return of people like First Direct, who tend to have offers running most of the year. They've ended the offer in August. We might even see Santander, Barclays, people like that bring something back, if not September, maybe October, November time. And NatWest and RBS, not seen anything from them for a good while as well. If they do happen, I'll do a new video telling you all about that offer and also update it over at becleverwithyourcash.com/banks. But sadly, that is it right now when it comes to bank switching. In terms of other banking offers, there's a prize draw for those of you with a Club Lloyds current account. Don't get too excited, but if you've got an account, it's worth knowing about it and keeping an eye out just in case you do win. So this October is 10 years since the Club Lloyds current account was launched. So to celebrate, this prize draw is giving away 60 prizes. So just 60. Think about how many customers there are with Club Lloyds accounts, just 60 prizes. But those prizes are 10 lots of £10,000, 10 trips to New York, 10 £1,000 vouchers towards a holiday with good housekeeping, 10 £1,000 gift cards, 10 Merlin annual passes, and 10 private cinema screenings at View. So again, not massively exciting, but if you do win, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Now, to be eligible for this, you don't need to do anything at all. You just need to have a current account, a Club Lloyds current account, any of the different versions of this as of the 30th of September 2024. So if you were thinking about switching away from Lloyds, maybe wait until the beginning of October, keep that account going just in case. You can also get an additional entry into the draw if you have £1 or more on the same date in Club Lloyds Advantage ISA, Club Lloyds Advantage Saver, Club Lloyds Saver, or the Club Lloyds Monthly Saver. And the Club Lloyds Monthly Saver is the best one of the bunch. They're probably paying 6.25% on a monthly basis for a year. So that's your Club Lloyds. I wonder whether, because of this 10-year celebrations, maybe the bank switch offer will come back in October to coincide with that. I guess I said I'll give you an update if that does happen. Now, Barclays. Now, in the last update, I told you about the big changes that were coming to the Blue Rewards scheme from this month. Well, it's now September and those things are kicking off. And one of the things that they are doing is a 1% cashback on spending for 3 months. So starting on the 4th of September, running all the way to the 30th of November, 1% on your everyday spending with your Barclays debit card if you have the Blue Rewards add-on or you have the Premier current account. Now, this is capped at £5 a month. So the most you're going to get from this is 15 quid. I mean, if you've got Barclays and you're dedicated to Barclays, and we'll come back to in a minute whether you should be sticking with Blue Rewards or not, then you may as well take advantage of it, right? But you can get 1% cash back from Chase, as you guys know, and that's capped at £15 a month. Or You're only capped by your credit limit with the 1% back from the Amex Nectar credit card. So really, there are better alternatives for this one. £500 of your spend, you're probably going to spend more than that. So I don't think it's worth it unless you're really dedicated to keeping that Barclays account open, or you have that Premier account anyway. Normal kind of exclusions apply, so you won't get it on things like cash withdrawals, paying bills, taking gambling transactions, money orders, things like that, transactions outside the UK. So it's not going to be anything better than anywhere else. But let's stick with Barclays. We move on to the current account news, because let's talk more about that end of Blue Rewards. Again, I won't repeat what I covered in that separate video and that separate article in detail. But the headline is, you're no longer, as of next month, you'll no longer be getting that £5 reward every month for having 2 direct debits come out of your account. You also won't get the monthly reward if you've got things like mortgages and insurance and stuff like that. That's all going to end. The last payment for that is on September the 3rd. So you'll get that money. So long as you still get your account open on September the 3rd, you'll get that £5 paid into your account. But what will happen, that will go, but you'll still carry on paying £5 a month from next month, from October onwards. So really, the headline here, the reminder here, based on what I told you last time, is if you don't want to keep paying £5 a month for Blue Rewards, and don't forget with Blue Rewards, the things you will get are that 1% cashback offer we just mentioned, but you can beat that elsewhere. 5.12% on their rainy day saver, although again, you can get similar amounts to this, if not better, in some occasional accounts. Covered all of that over at becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. You'll get that interest in that account up to £5,000 in that account each month. And you can get free Apple TV, which if you haven't claimed that yet, you may as well do it. At least get it for September, even if you are going to cancel it. I don't think it's worth paying £5 for all those things, but you can get similar things for less elsewhere. But if you don't want to, if you agree with me and you don't want to keep having paying for Blue Rewards going onwards from October, November, December, you will be paying for it September anyway, because you'll be getting that fee coming, the monthly fee coming over from last month on the 3rd. You've got until the last day. So by the 30th of September, you need to make sure you have cancelled Blue Rewards if you don't want to then pay the fee in October going onwards, which again will be difficult to cover that completely. The other news for you, only a couple of things to share with you this time. One of them is around Revolut, and this was actually announced right at the end of July. But they've now got a full license from the FCA. This means they've got a UK banking license, which they haven't had at all until now, unlike your other sort of digital challenger banks like Monzo and Starling. They've been operating in a different way, which means certain restrictions have come into play, and they've been trying to get it, and keep getting knocked back. But they officially said that you can have it, and that will mean eventually they're going to be able to offer things like loans and credit cards and overdrafts. They'll be able to have their savings protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. So lots of benefits. Probably will mean at some point they'll join the current account switching service as well. So you never know. They may well offer switching incentives for you to join them as a bank, or at the very worst, if you don't like Revolut, you can use it to ditch and go to get an offer elsewhere, which at the moment you can't do. Now, I say this has been granted, but nothing's going to change just yet, because they're entering this period where between maybe 3 months and 12 months, where they've got to prove that they're able to make this step up. So until that goes through and it's all properly rubber stamped, nothing's going to change. It will carry on exactly as it is. But it's something to keep an eye on. And if there are any cool other features that come along, which are worth knowing about, if this does change what we think of Revolut as an account, we'll obviously let you know. So it may be worth taking advantage. And the last thing to tell you about, again, it's a short update this month, is around Monzo. They are going to launch accounts for under 16s. I haven't said exactly when it's going to be, but you can join the waitlist over on the Monzo website or within your app as well, and give you information so you can apply for it when it's open for you. You will need to have, as an adult, a current account with Monzo in order to open up one for your child, but it will be free as well. So we'll have more information about that when it comes along, but certainly something to keep an eye on if you have kids. So that's it. As promised, I'll let you know when the other bank switching deals do launch this month. I'm sure there will be some. I'll give you updates as soon as they do here on the channel and over at becleverwithyourcash.com/banks. In the meantime, check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.